Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here. Welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered, and we are finally at the end of the game. We just took down Poison Ivy, and now as you can see, Joker's throwing his celebration on the island. So this is kind of the final showdown. This is going to be the last video of the game, and as soon as you're able to get through this, you will have beaten this game on hard difficulty. And keep in mind, you do get a trophy for beating the game on each of the 3 difficulties. And if you're playing this on hard for the first time, like your first playthrough of the game is on hard, you actually will unlock the trophy for every difficulty just for beating it on hard, which you'll actually see happen a little bit later. But you'll see right here, our objective says go to the party, because basically what's been happening, in case this is the only video you've watched, is Joker has been keeping us insanely busy and distracted all night by throwing all sorts of crap at us on Arkham Island, which is where Arkham Asylum is located, and he's been distracting us so that he could set up this giant party where he can finally take down Batman in front of everybody to see. And so that's where we're going to head to now to finish this off. Real quick, I want to say that you probably got a lot of experience points for beating Poison Ivy, and it'd be pretty smart to use those upgrades towards the combat takedown. So the particular one you're going to want is the instant takedown, which is you press circle, triangle, or BY if you're on the Xbox, and it's an instant takedown as long as you have a built-up combo during your combat sequences. And so what's going to happen is you're going to come here and you're going to see these guys in front of the door. You can feel free to take them out, and then we're going to go inside of a hallway, and there's going to be a lot more guys to take care of. And so the cool thing is here, you can actually get through this section. Actually, I'm not sure about this one, but you'll see in a second. We're going to go through this hallway here, and there's going to be a ton of guys. And you can actually just walk right through them, and you don't have to fight a single one, because it's kind of just, it goes along with the story. Like, they all have party hats on right now because they're getting ready for the party. But what fun would that be? So I decided to take the chance to just fight them all. And then after that fight, what's going to happen is we're going to have one small boss fight with 2 Titans, but it turns out to be pretty easy because you can use the Titans to, you can use one Titan to defeat the other Titan, and it's a pretty big room, which helps a lot. And then it's going to be the Joker boss battle. Alright, so like I was saying, you're going to come to this room here, and there's going to be about like 25 or 26 guys, and you can actually just walk right through them and proceed on to the game. But if you want, just for fun, since we're on hard difficulty, let's just fight them all. And like I said, this is something you don't have to do, so if you try this and you die once, it's really not a big deal. You can just keep going with the game. Or if you're just growing impatient and you want to see, and you want to finish the game, then feel free to just skip this, but I thought it'd be fun to throw this in there, because why not? This is a pretty good location to earn an achievement for the game, which involves getting a counter, or getting a combo of up to 50 hits. There are a few times in the game where I got up to like 40, but usually there's just not enough enemies to get to the full 50. Another place you could get that probably a lot easier is in the extra content, so like the combat challenges that you can access via the main menu. But if you're trying to get the achievement for whatever reason in-game, this is a spot you could do it in. The only thing is, if you're doing it on hard, it becomes significantly harder because you don't get the counter indicator, and this is just such a small, compact room that there's a lot of room for error. So you see I've already gotten hit quite a few times, and I'm going to get hit even more. And I ended up kind of getting my groove towards the end of this, and I think you'll see in a second, but I built up a pretty high combo, but it wasn't enough to get to the 50. So, you know, you can try to get that achievement here. If you don't worry, you can always get it in the combat section, in the combat challenges that you unlock later on, and you can unlock more of those by finding more riddles. So, like for example, the first couple aren't going to have nearly enough enemies to get the achievement, but then as you get more riddles, you'll unlock combat challenges with more enemies, and then you should be able to get the achievement no problem. But yeah, so if you want, remember, you can just skip this room. Otherwise, what's going to happen is we're going to go through here, and we're going to trigger a little first-person cinematic, which introduces us to the Joker boss fight. Then we're going to have a cutscene, and then we're going to have one more fight to go before the final boss.
Are you excited, Bats? I mean, we've been building up to this point all night. Don't tell me you've not been looking forward to it. I know I have. Surprise! Everyone always said I should be in television. You don't want to miss this, really. It'll be a blast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why didn't you stop Batman? Me? It was your plan, you goofy clown. I'm sending you back to the ventriloquist where you belong. You had to spoil everything, didn't you? Beating up Bane, feeding Scarecrow to Croc, slapping around Harley, my hobby, by the way, and ruining all my lovely Venom plans.
It's over, Joker.
Over? Why, my dear delusional Dark Knight, it hasn't even begun.
Alright guys, so you're going to come to this large room here, and this is the last fight before the final boss fight against the Joker. And what we have here is 2 Titans and a bunch of henchmen. And the henchmen, most likely, they'll pretty much spawn infinitely until you take out the 2 Titans. I don't know if that's 100% true, but even if it's not, we're going to follow the same strategy that we've been doing during all of these types of fights throughout the game, and that is focus on taking out the Titans first. Now, a huge benefit here is that when one Titan drops to its knees, you can hop on and you can start hitting the other Titan, and you can probably hit the other Titan far enough to where that one will drop on its knees, and then you just kind of keep switching back and forth as much as you can. Some more general tips here. So remember that the Titans usually tend to charge one after the other. So this one charged at me right there. I threw my Batarang. Luckily, I was close enough to the other one to where he did not charge me. But you just want to be careful because usually they will charge one after the other. So like as soon as you dodge the first one, instead of going straight in for the hit, you're going to want to make sure the second one isn't charging you. And if he is charging you, then you're going to throw your Batarang and do the same exact thing. As far as similarities go, this one, the reason it's not that difficult is because, and this is also one thing I think the game did a really cool thing with, is kind of like something I would call progressive boss fights. Because if you remember, we came to the section in the Botanical Gardens where we had to fight 2 Titans at once, but it was just 2 Titans and no henchmen. Then later on in the Underground section, we came to a part where we had to fight 1 Titan, but we also had to fight the Titan with a bunch of henchmen. And so now all this fight is doing is combining those 2 fights, and it's giving us 2 Titans and a bunch of henchmen. Some other things, a really important thing that you'll see I'm doing here is I'm actually not really focusing on fighting the henchmen. All I'm doing is using them to evade. And so you see right there, the 2 Titans charged one after the other. Unfortunately, I didn't get far enough away and I took a hit, but the henchmen, really all you have to do is just counter them if you see them about to swing at you, and just keep jumping over them. And the reason is, when you start fighting a group of henchmen, you start to lose focus as to what the Titans are doing. And so by just forgetting about the henchmen, you can focus 100% on the Titans, and then when the Titan drops to its knee, that's when you can kind of jump in and use the Titan to defeat the henchmen. So yeah, those are pretty much the general strategies here that should be able to get you through this fight. Try to focus on taking out the Titans first. Use the advantage like you see right here. With one Titan, I hit the other Titan and got it down to its knees. Then I switched and jumped over to this one and started hitting the one I was already on. Try not to focus too much on the henchmen. Remember that Titans like to charge one after the other, so just be careful of that. And yeah, with that being said, you should be able to get through this pretty easily. It's like I said, it's kind of a progressive boss fight, so we've been dealing with this type of thing throughout the entire game. Now it's just kind of throwing everything at us at once. And you'll see there, like, by no means am I doing this perfectly. I'm kind of taking a lot of damage, but that's another thing I've been stressing throughout this walkthrough is as you earn those upgrades, a very smart thing to spend them on is upgrading your armor so that you can take a lot of hits and still have plenty of health to spare. So you see right now, I still have like almost a full bar of health, the original bar that you start the game with, and I've taken quite a bit of damage. And so finally what will happen is you'll get one Titan out of the way, and by this point, unless you've been focusing all your energy on only one Titan, the other one should be pretty close to dying as well. So then finish that off, trigger a cutscene, and then we only have one more boss fight to go.
Nicely done, Bats. You deserve a prize. Your old pal, Commissioner Gordon. Say, he looks all run down. Let's pep him up.
No! Batman! Get away!
Here we go. We're gonna have some fun now, kiddies. You're trying to resist the change. That's not fair. Come on, give in. So, you want to play hardball, Bats, do you? Your call. Pickle, pickle. No! Oh, you're ruining my big night! Months of planning down the crapper! I just wanted to bring down your grim facade and for once let you see the world as I see it, giggling in a corner and bleeding. But you've denied me even that. I have nothing to live for.
Arkham Asylum remains under lockdown, its staff at the mercy of the rampaging inmates. Just 10 minutes ago, we received this taped message.
Greetings, Gotham! Joker here! Arkham is mine! Soon I'll unleash madness untold onto the streets of Gotham. But first, direct your eyes to the rooftops and witness the final destruction of your dear Dark Knight.
We've been circling the tower since the... Wait, there! Joker is making his move!
Showtime, Batman! Let's give the room something to talk about! Two freaks in a fight to the death! And for one night only, please welcome our special guest referee, come on! Change! Get crazy! It's the only way to beat me! You know you want to. Never. You wasted the antidote on yourself? Now that's funny! Hysterical! But you still spoil my fun, and for that, I'll paint Arkham with your blood. Let's
Alright guys, so here we come to the final boss fight of the game, the final section of the game. I'm going to show you how to beat it, then I'm going to show you the final cutscene, and then if you really want to see, at the very end of this video, I included the moment where all of the trophies pop. So once you do this, you should get a trophy for beating the game on hard, medium, and easy. This is a pretty standard boss fight as far as video games go, because most video games, I don't know what it is, 3 is just the magic number, and typically a boss will have 3 sets of health or 3 waves, and this is no different. So Joker here, or Titan Joker, is going to have 3 different waves that we have to worry about, and all it is we have to fight all these henchmen, and you have to take all of them out. Once we take them out, all we have to do is Batclaw Joker, pull him down, and hit him once, and we'll bring down 1/3 of his health. Really, this boss fight's not that difficult. I think it ends up being only like 4 minutes in total for me. There's just a couple different things you have to worry about. So you saw right there was that mild explosion in the center, because what happens is while you're fighting these henchmen, Joker throws down some little like chattering teeth and bombs and things like that. And so as you're fighting, you just kind of have to keep an eye out for those things and make sure that he doesn't, or make sure that you don't get too close to them. Then once you clear out the first set of henchmen, pull out your Ultra Batclaw, pull Joker down, and he'll fall into the ground like this, and his claws will get stuck. And so while he's stuck, you're going to run up and you're just going to hit him in the head a few times, and that's it. That'll knock down 1/3 of his health, like you see right there. And then what he's going to do is he's going to run around swinging his claws, and this is a pretty big arena, so all you have to do is run in a giant circle to evade him. There shouldn't be anything that really threatens you in this part here. And then what's going to happen is he's going to jump up, and then he's going to trigger the second set of henchmen. One thing you can do, if you want to make this go by a little quicker, is you see how the walls around us are all electrified. So you can, if you want, you can fight close to the walls, and you can try to hit the enemies into the walls so that they get electrified, and that's an instant KO. But really, what you need to use is your instant takedown, which is what happens when you build up your combo. You can do the instant takedown move that hopefully by this point you've upgraded. And then the only other thing you have to worry about is you saw just a little while ago that someone was trying to open the gun case. So anytime you hear that alarm going off, you want to run over there and try to knock out the enemy before he opens the case. But if you're too late and they get a gun out, then just kind of keep your eye out for that. If any enemies run over there, that means they're going to try to pick up that gun, and so you want to take them out before they can do that. And so you see right here, Joker threw down those teeth, so even if you do get close to them, that's when you will like trigger the explosion, and then you can just roll out of the way to dodge any of the damage that it would cause. You'll take out the second group of guys, pull him down again, hit him in the head, and then you're only going to have one more set of that to go. And that's really it. They don't really throw any types of tough enemies at you. There's no titans to worry about or anything like that. It's really just fighting a couple henchmen and then pulling the Joker down. And with that, you're pretty much at the end of the game. So I'll take this chance to say thank you guys for watching this video, and more importantly, thank you for watching this series. I hope it helped you get through Arkham Asylum Remastered on hard difficulty, and if it did, then feel free to subscribe so that you see my future videos covering Arkham City. I also have a playlist up for Arkham Origins on I Am the Night mode, and I'm working on a Arkham Knight walkthrough on the hardest difficulty as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so we're just going to finish off this boss fight here, and then what's going to happen is the final cutscene is going to play, and then if you want to, just to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape, you can watch the very end and watch all of the trophies pop at once. So that's it. Finish the henchman, pull Joker down one last time, trigger that cutscene, and you're good to go. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in future videos.
I can take anything you throw at me, Bats. You can't beat me. I'm actually going to win. Ready for the next round?
Always.
What?
I'll never let you win. Never.
PCPD finally has control of the asylum. Doctors are treating the injured, but it looks like it'll take some time. All super criminals are back in custody. Quite a mess in there. And the venom-enhanced inmates are returning to normal. Though for some, the process can be quite painful.
Dad, how are you doing?
I'll survive. See you tonight, Barbara. Shame about your car. Can I give you a ride?
Thanks, Jim, but I have one on the way.
Get some rest. You deserve it.
Second National Bank was just robbed by Harvey Dent, a.k.a.
Stay safe, Jim.
2 officers down. The suspect is fleeing their patrol.